Hey guys, welcome to the lab. We're back with some more exclusive content. Today, we're joined by the Saint. Eric, the Saint is in the house today. Eric, how are you?
I'm all right. What up? Thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate you dropping me on the show, especially after an important week that, is coming. So
that's leading up to it. You still hear the horsemen thundering towards your ears. All right. Yep. Well, I gotta thank you publicly. We had a little bit of a scheduling change because you were supposed to be last week's guest, but with the aforementioned horseman drop, we didn't have Critz last week, so we pushed it to this week. So we're back on a regularly scheduled programming schedule, I guess. People may know you as one of the three hosts for the Monday evening Critz show. Some of the content I do enjoy consuming.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. We
go
ahead.
You and I can feel what a showrunner is like together. It's hard work.
Yeah. I mean, the talent is the talent, right? They get to show up, record, and leave, and then leave all the work and the tagging and the producing and the editing and all that other stuff. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. But we could talk a little bit more about that a little bit later. But first things first, Eric the Saint, you got into hat collecting, I guess, first, and then kind of branched out and became a content creator for Monday Morning Critz, and then started your own hat company. So let's talk a little bit about your background. What drew you into the world of the Clink Room?
Well, all right. So this is how I'll start. When I was young, I used to have all the old school game hats.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what got me into embroidery. Georgia Tech, all the icons, North Carolina, Tar Heels,
Michigan,
all of them. I had them all. I was like a big fan. And then how I found about Clink Room was actually because of this hat.
Ooh.
Which is Fear City from Hat Club.
Fear City, yep.
And I saw somebody in the street in New York City, and I was like, oh my God, you have a Fear City. Where you get that from? And they're like, yo, Hat Club, but you missed out. I'm like, oh. So I didn't realize that Hat Club had a shop in downtown. And I went there, and I went there for like 2 months, like every week, because I was working in the city. And then just from there, I just happened to look for other kind of hats, and then I found out about the Clink Room. Like literally, that's how it worked. Hat Club, Clink Room, and
so I'm wearing the design collective.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So I was super excited. It was just, I don't know. It was like I haven't found hats since I was a teenager.
Right.
And like they weren't really pushing a lot of like the college like icon characters anymore for at least a little while. And I was like, oh, I want new hats. So and then when I found out that Clink Room was doing their thing, I'm like, this is my home. This is where I want to be. So
how did you initially meet the cast of the MEC? Were you like a commenter first, and then eventually got like what kind of brought you on that show to get
I watched the show a couple of times, and I literally was just like, I do video stuff and like production stuff. And I was like, let me do a just quick video to help you guys get a little bit more promotion going on.
Yeah.
And so I did a video for them. And then I did a second video as a follow-up, like just small thing for Instagram, like 60 seconds. And then Creature had reached out to me. He's like, so what do you want to do? Do something you want to be a part of? And so did Flashy. They both did. It was like at the same exact time, just talking to them separately. And I was like, for sure. I was like, I think we can make this a lot better. And then, we had to try to overcome how many people we can have in and make sure that the stream was clean and, the way it is, all the background stuff. And then I just kind of took over as showrunner and tried to make it as best as I could. So,
So I remember, so we were doing a hiatus from the Clink stuff. So we used to do a lot of content on the Clink stuff. Some of it hit, some of it didn't. Eventually we ended up stopping due to a lot of like the production issues and stuff like that. And then I did a show with y'all on Monday, and I remember being really impressed with like all of the. I remember you figured out a way to broadcast on Instagram through a browser, which blew my mind at the time. So I've been a long fan of yours and the show for a long time. But yeah, so that whole progression and kind of seeing you guys kind of get better and work intros and stuff, it's really cool to watch from afar. So
thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted that to be said in public. But yeah, you guys do a great job, and now Mike's more involved, and you guys got a whole thing there. I think eventually you guys will need to or should move to YouTube in some capacity just to make the long view stuff like more enjoyable for the end user, but still I do like the interaction you guys get on Instagram. So that's one of the things you have to fight for, right? Like
exactly.
Make it easy for them or take it to where the people are. So that's obviously one of the hard things to do. So I mean we can discuss that more in detail later, but what are some of your favorite pieces from your Clink Room collection?
I really love Caffeine Power. I really love Poison Pill by Manny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite hats. What else do I like?
From Manny Cartoon?
From Manny Cartoon, yeah.
Okay,
the Poison Pill bottle. I love that hat. It's one of my favorites. Yeah. I have the Maltese that I wear tons because I have a Maltese.
You have one, yeah. I remember you saying that.
Yeah. So those, I mean, it's just I like Pinball Kong. I love pinball, so how can I not love that hat?
Yeah.
I even like one I wound up wearing a lot is the C pencil, because I know a lot of people. I don't know what the numbers were on that, but like anytime I break that out, people tend to be like, "Oh, where'd you get?" And I'm like, it was one of those ones that I just got in there, and I was like super happy about. So yeah, I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say that one's a real cool one because it throws back to one of their original drops. With the pencil in the side, and there's like a combo of the two. And, yeah, I love that one.
But I mean, the new stuff that the artists are coming out with, man, like they just keep getting better and better. Like I don't see a decline going on. Like it's only going up, and like the quality of embroidery is going up, the art is going up, the things that Clinker are willing to take chances on are going up, and I think that's a great projection for the brand itself and for us because we get to wear them. So
I think being fans and the guys that have to talk about the art, I mean we don't have to, we do it as a passion, but I think the really good artists are the ones that don't take anything personal and just hear it and they just work to work it in, because at the end of the day we see something. I mean I do my best to try not to have any personal feelings. You take the art, see it, review it, and then go from there. For you, like, what are some of your most memorable like stories or even pieces? Like what? How? Okay, so sorry. Break down what your criteria is when you're reviewing someone's design.
Over time now, it's really been for me a lot with the colorway, because at first I didn't really care as much. I was really focusing on the design itself, but like colorway has a big part to do with it now for me. I'm not as big as like my co-conspirators over at MEC as to like proper, like proper form, or like I'm a little bit more looser with that. If something's blaringly obvious, then I'm like, all right, I'll tweak it, I'll knock it a little bit for that, but not as hard as I used to be, because like the bottom line is I also have to realize and think like you do, right? It's like, this is for retail, right? This is for the normal person. They're not going to sit there and really nitpick. So like Creature said something the other day about a design. He's like, well, the light's off. Do you think the guy on the street is thinking the light's off? It looks good, so we're good, But yeah, I mean, I've been a little bit lax lately on really, digging into them, and I actually kind of like that better. Like when we do the show, sometimes I won't even look at what came up during the day, and I'll look at it that night, so I get that instant love this, instant no, and so at least from my part of the show, that's the way I look at it. The other guys, I mean, Seamus is an artist, so he's going to look at it even more deeper than I would. Creature has hats out, so he's going to look at it. Actually, Sharon should be delivering this week. It's my first hat that I did with Seamus. Yeah, so that I'm super excited for that. But yeah, so that's how I go about it. I feel like almost now it's even, instead of critiquing it from a critiquing standpoint, I'd rather critique it from a fan standpoint most of the time, because it's hard to step away, and like you could always find something that you might not like about something, but I'd rather enjoy it for the art that it is. Because most other people, there's like a saying, like if something's 70% done, it's done, like just move on. And I feel like you can sit on perfection forever and you're never going to get it there. So don't expect to wear perfection, because it's never going to get there.
Yeah, I mean, like I find myself catching myself. So it's like even like Josh Voles did like the zombie playing baseball, and I'm like, oh well, his proportions are wrong and whatever. But then, like, you stop and think about it, like, yo, it's this fucking zombie playing baseball. Like, relax, like so yeah. So we say stuff to talk about and kind of fill the air sometimes, or even just to react. But yeah, I try to have a natural reaction, even when I'm putting the slides together for the crits that we're gonna review later. I try not to like really pay attention to it, because I want like a natural. Let me see it for the first time. So even for like y'all show, like I'll watch when I can. I'll watch you guys reviewing like the crits, because I've already seen it. So I'm like, okay, let me see if what I said someone else will pick up on it or whatever. But when you guys do the scouting for what's new or whatever, I try not to watch that, because it's like I don't want what you guys say to affect my critique of it. So there's a lot of push and pull for that. Sure. But what are some of your kind of favorite trends and themes you've kind of noticed go through the Clinkverse?
I don't know. I'm kind of glad that we're starting to get back into fun stuff. I feel like there was a trend for such a long, like, it's weird. Like you'll have like this little, like, say like 4 or 5 months, it seems like in a year, where like all the goofy, wacky, fun, and lightning stuff that like you're like, yeah, that's kind of like a crazy Clink hat, like that, comes about. Like the one that just came out with Creature and Phil with the octopus, or honestly, like Phil's worked a little bit more of the cartoony work, because I feel like sometimes even in numbers, when I find out numbers from people, we all talk to artists, so we can kind of gauge what's selling and what's not. That the serious hats sometimes do serious numbers, right? Yeah. So, and I don't know, I like the lightheartedness of it. Like I kind of like those trends coming in, and there's plenty of room for all of it, and so that's why it's like it's cool to have the give and take on it, But I would like to see a little bit, maybe I don't know, maybe a little bit more. I wouldn't even say it. It's been rounding out. So it's like whenever I start to feel like it's heavy on one, then all of a sudden there'll be like 4 or 5 other hats, and I'm just like, wow, like, okay. So the balance is getting back and forth. So when I feel like Clink is perfectly balanced between both, it's at its best.
Yeah, because like I'm with you though. Like sometimes it's good to have like that, quote unquote +1 and a cool story and then a pun, and then on top of that it's it works, and then it's like a double entendre, and then it's goofy, then it's scary, then whatever. Like that's like the perfect Clink hat. But sometimes just something that looks cool will blow all out of the water. Like it doesn't even have to have a story. So yeah, I'm with you. That's what's unique about Clink though, like that there's almost something for everyone. So it's like if you look at it, okay, as this narrow view, like, oh, I'm this this type of collector and I only want to see this. Okay, cool. That might suck for you, because you might only get 1 out of 30 that speak to you. But if you just sit back and enjoy it for what it is, because like now their offering is insane, because you got the 6 a week. you got a shock drop depending on what day or how many, and then now you got the fresh one. So if you don't want to, if you're the sick of waiting for pre-order people, you just buy what they like, you know.
Right there.
Yeah.
I think that was such a good idea. Like I had talked about on MEC, like probably like in November. I was like, they have such a vast catalog.
Yeah.
Of
why not use it?
Yeah, like why wouldn't you have that recurring revenue coming in all the time? And then all the new, that's the thing, they advertise so much, so you're bringing in so many new people who, you know, the wait time is hard for some, right? And then on top of it, then you missed out on something that you're like scrolling through, you're like, oh man, I can't believe I missed that. You know, that's happened to me. There's so many hats I've missed out on. I'm like, please come back, please come back. You know, so you know, I think that they're finding their balance. You know, and that's the good thing. I you know, I also don't want, I don't know, and I've said on the show too, is like I don't want shock drops and like other colorways to over exceed what your pre-orders are, because I think people, or maybe this is more for the viewers and not Clink. If you see something on pre-order, buy it, because there's no guarantee that it's gonna come back.
Yeah.
You know, just because they might do, you know, a set pack or a colorway pack doesn't mean you're going to get that opportunity again to get that hat. So I highly suggest to anybody who's in the Clinkerverse, if you love a hat that much, jump on there and do that pre-order. I know it takes a little time, but over the time that you're waiting, you're probably going to buy another 5 hats anyway that you can get right now.
And it's the cheapest way to get it too.
Sure, exactly.
Right?
So you get a discount for chilling.
Yeah. So just as like a frugal person, you can pre-order 3, right, for the price of 2 shock drops separately or something.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, man, it's tough because I think like and I'm cool with it now, but like I guess like the Clink collectors now, they're kind of almost spoiled because Casey didn't like bringing back old stuff initially. He was like, no, the vault is sealed. And I'd hit him up all the time, like, yo, man, you gotta bring back Vandals, man, or you gotta bring back whatever. And he's like, nah, keep it exclusive. You know, the collectors and whatever. But like now, you see it in the BTS, BST group, BTS,
the buy sell.
So many ISOs. Hey, I just got in the Clink. I missed this, you know, hat or whatever, and then everyone's like, "Yo, chill, it'll come back." It's like, no, not always.
Yeah, exactly.
Not always. Or like, oh, I missed out on this, you know, like, oh, you'll catch it on the dead stock drop. Not always. Like,
exactly.
You know. So, yeah. If you want it, go get it. That's my big thing. But don't get head cracked. But if you want it, just get it at the time, because you never know. I mean, we've been around enough to know that, like, once you see the thing in hand, you're like, oh man, I did not think that was gonna go that way. But
or I like when I forget that I have hats coming, right? Like I'm just like, I don't even realize I have so many. I have so many orders in. I go down to the mailbox and I'm like, oh snap, I can't believe it. This is a big. So it just makes your day on top of it. So go get.
Or if you buy enough, you get a free one. You get the points too.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. How is some of the Clink Room process kind of influenced your brand? I mean, we don't got to go into detail too much, but you know, you've kind of graduated out of it. So you've collector, critiquer, you started your own brand. You know, talk a little bit about that. We don't have to go too deep into it, but you've started your own hat brand.
Yeah. So I own Thunderdome Hat Co. It's so, I don't know, I guess just wanting to have hats, you know, from Clink, and then ones that wouldn't make it, you know, which now I'm kind of shying away from things that don't make it regardless. But I think it's an inspirational thing. I think anybody who goes, everything takes effort in life, right? So like, no matter what it is, like it takes effort for the people to get together to get a concept from a concept artist, or maybe just the artist to sit there and put in his time. And if something, you know, if you just want something bad enough, you just do it. And honestly, Clink is kind of like an inspiration. Like, you know, Casey did this before. He did these designs, and we started this company. And like, so I don't ever look at like, I don't know. I think there's room for everybody. And I don't think it's like, I don't look at things as competition. Like, I just want to put out things that I want that they don't.
Yeah.
That's it. And we leave it at that, you know, like, and you have a pool of artists and you make friends in the community, and yeah, you just make what you like. I feel like anything that people look, how many artists have come in who were like, I know I've heard, I was watching Sierra's progression, right? Somebody wasn't getting a lot of hats and he just kept at it. Now that dude's like a mainstay. Look, it's on your head. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot to be said for that in every aspect of this. Like, now I do digitizing. Like, I want to get into all aspects of it. So I sit there with my little Wilcom and I do digitizing. Like, and it's a pain in the ass, but it's something I want to learn because you love this.
Yeah.
You know, I love
I admire
this.
you for that, because I opened up Wilcom and I'm like, hell no, I'm gonna
Dude,
pay
it's
someone $10 to Pakistan to do this. It's like,
I just want to. Well, it's like, I don't know. I love it. I love it. Like that. Everybody here loves it. And I think that's, you know, there's like a lot of sometimes drama in the community and stupid little things that go on, but I don't think any of that would happen if people didn't love it. Everybody cares about this so much, and you know, we have Casey to thank for it. Like, seriously, thank you, Casey, for getting people passionate about art and putting that art on amazing hats. Like, we owe you for that.
I think a lot of like the quote unquote, you know, not beefs, but you know what I mean. Like, a lot of the drama can just be addressed just head on. Like, hey man, we're all on the same team. Like, what's up? And a lot of times it is misunderstanding or ego and whatever it is. And I'm guilty of it too. But you know, I think a lot of times when you just kind of break it down, like, everyone's just here for the fun. At the end of the hats have cost us more than it's given us, you know. So we're crazy enough to stick around, and you know, anyone watching this is crazy enough to talk or listen to two guys talk about hats and ramble on for 20 minutes. You know, bless you too. But yeah, I think that's the main thing with the Clink community, that you know, that unites us. It's kind of like the passion that unites us, that makes it fun. And you know, just don't get bogged down with like the small stuff that, you know, bears no weight. Because I think at the end of the day, you know, people are gonna come and go and whatever, but you know, just enjoy it for what it is.
I agree. We should.
Yeah. What do you say to the designers? Or would you give any advice to them? Like, you know, like the ones that you see it too. You see it weighing on them, right? Like, okay, maybe it didn't make it this week, and they're not getting the attention that they want, or it's personal, and everyone's. I can. Yeah.
I can. Yeah, because I submitted like 15 different designs. I never got any of my own through. Yeah. And you know what though? So that's the thing. It's very hard because you're very clouded when you're doing that, right? Because you're working hard on this piece. So that's all you're focusing on. It's like, oh my God, is it going to get the crits? It doesn't get the crits. And you're like, no. So I understand. It's hurtful because you don't feel good enough. But I think sometimes a lot of people have to really look at what they're doing and understand these things take time to develop. So if you haven't hit it yet, it's not because you're not a good artist or no. Sometimes you have to just fall into that groove. And then sometimes working with other people helps. Like, you know, like collabing with other artists helps that. Because then, you know, even if you have a sketch or a good drawing, you give it to like an artist like, I don't know, like COD or Milos or Seamus. Like, I mean, me and Seamus have worked on two hats together. So I'll just use them as an example. I couldn't finish up Sharon, right? Or like when I did the Lambs for Remembrance, I had it laid out a certain way, and I was stuck at the water part. I was like, dude, can you do this? And he did, and he brought it to life. So everybody's not going to be strong in everything. So, you know, maybe take some lessons from other artists, you know, or send stuff out, take their critiques, and just keep trying to work at it. It might take some time, but it's well worth it, man. I'm telling you, I'm waiting on my first hat to come in. When that is here, I am going to be jumping like those old Toyota commercials, like like it's an accomplishment. And you know what? And nothing in life comes easy. So just stick at it, man. You'll get there.
I think that's the big thing too, is that people just want the shortcut. Like, oh, if you know X did it, I want it that way. Or if that's the rule, then how come it doesn't apply to me? It's just like, I think the big thing is just a lot of this game here is just people skills and getting along with people and just trying to put your best foot forward and go
No.
from there. But you can't really fake that stuff. Like you really have to build genuine connection with people
I
to
agree.
really do it. So
Yeah.
So we'll stop lecturing people and we'll get into
Yeah.
activities. But more on that later, I guess. But so Fresh Colorways Tokyo. You gave your a little bit of how you felt about the Fresh Colorway stuff with it, but you were mentioning you didn't want it to take away from the pre-order.
Yeah.
Which ones are these? Because this is a great sleeper pack. Did you sleep on any of these ones?
I did.
Because I feel like this pack here specifically, I'm looking at the I think 3 of them at least. They didn't look to me that good on mock-up, but when you saw them embroidered, you're like, damn. So these are pretty close to the original colorway, but different enough that if you collected the first one, you would be inclined to grab this one too to make it a pair. Or if you slept on it, you would have a chance to cop something that's pretty close to the original. Because Clink is never gonna just re-release an old one. I think that's like in the DNA.
No. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I
thought this
kind of in between.
I love this colorway. So I love this colorway. I picked up the top 3 down.
Right. So let's break down each one of these. We have the first 3 are Austin's 40s and CODs. So Yatagratsu, Roman Rollins, and Tonkatsu Dingers. Do you have any specific thoughts about these 3? Are these the 3 you said you picked up?
No, I picked up the first 2. I actually have the Tatsu Dingo in its original. I like that, but I'm not saying I don't like it. I prefer it to not have the red outline.
Okay.
Just it's a color choice. I think it works really well on the other 2. So I picked up those 2 since I have the original one from the Takatsu Dingers. I do not actually have an original Ronin's. And I don't have the first one either. And both of them are just so stunning in this color. Like, I was like, oh man, when I got the email, I was like, bye. So yeah. I mean, they all look phenomenal either way, but still, I picked up the first 2 in this batch.
Yeah, this color really works. I think it's like a stone black red, and it just screams to me like that Tokyo theme. That first one, when you see a mock-up, you knew it would be good. But when you see the textures on how they did like that crow, it's just insane.
Yeah.
Insane. What a hat.
I love the way they
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you're cool. Go ahead.
Oh, I love the way that they break up an embroidery set.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way they layer it, and I know that Casey had spoken about that before, how he'll get a mock-up and then he'll bring it back and be like, no, cut it here. And like doing digitizing, like knowing that he does all that stuff just puts an icing on the cake on his expertise on the stuff,
Oh, once you try it and you realize that this guy is like level 100, like Yoda master, fucking, it is insane. Like it's like he can craft sculpture in thread, and I don't think like a lot, and that's fine that a lot of people don't understand it, but like once you try the different like embroidery styles, or you see like, oh, this is the image and this is how it's normally embroidered, or someone would half-ass it, and you see like the textures in here, like, yo, what? So, kudos to him. But yeah, the Ronins is so cool because like that's like 40's got like this little mini series of like little fighter guys and samurais and shoguns and Ronins. But yeah, like if you're a collector of 40, you gotta have that one, and then what can I say? COD, the master at the thematic stuff, like just cool stuff that just hits. Like you mentioned caffeine power and Boba. Like to me, I think of like Boba Boy and caffeine power, just like stuff that can just become series of items. So all 3, I think these ones nailed it. Let's take a look at the other 3. So Kimono, Dragons, Tacos, and another one I'm gonna. Sakura Nami,
which is the one I picked up out of these 3. Yeah, Sakura Nami. That's what I would think. Yeah, I picked up the last one because I like the original colorway too, but there's just something about it. Which is surprising. Usually, I'm a big person of going off my first response instead of like trying to really think through it, because the kimono dragons, I'm pretty sure I have that. I've never had the taco tacos. They both look great on this colorway, but like I said, that day when it was dropped, I wasn't feeling cartoonish, so. But I think they're cool. They're all amazing. I can't state enough about how much I love this colorway. And I know other people are a little bit hesitant on the lighter, crown. But man, when you want to look fresh out and about, right? Like ain't looking fresher than having something like this on your head. So
I like the thematic drops too. So the colorway stuff is cool. So this one hits both. So it's like we're gonna hit the same colors on all of them. Plus we're gonna do the themes. So I mean, they got such a big portfolio now to work from and pick from. Like you can have your pick. But one of the reasons why the broadcast got interrupted was one, I messed up the slides a little bit, forgot to include. But two, I had to go pay the mail person. It was a lady this time, so I had to call them a mail lady, a mail person came and delivered some Clink. So let's figure out what I bought from this.
Let's see. I'm excited.
This, I think two of them I can't show. Two I can't show. So.
Oh, nice.
Embroidery. I slept on the first one so badly. I'm like, it's a tree. Whatever. Look at the embroidery.
Oh man, I'm so excited! I can't wait. They sent me the shipping yesterday. I'm so happy.
And then me being the 40 fan.
Yeah, that's amazing. They look amazing. It's funny that you have two of the ones that I wound up grabbing, because I was like, very similar taste in a lot of different kind of things. So they're great.
There you go.
I'm so excited. I am so excited.
Great minds think alike. So. And they're grabbing the same too as you. So, let me see what stickers I got, because I'm always interested in that. Good stickers.
Oh, the flower column.
I have 4 pins. They treat me good.
Oh, nice.
4 pins. But I do have 4 hats, so it works out.
Yep.
Cool. So, great drop, man. I don't know. I kind of regret not grabbing the crow one now. I might have to go back.
Because it's the Tokyo, that red behind it, it just hit me like bam. I was like, yes. So I was excited.
I might have to go back. All right, cool. Last call. So these 6 are up. These will hit production starting next week, but your last chance to get them will be today. So the first 3 by Clifton, Rick. Good old Rick. No, really. Slasher Flick by Good Idea Ryan and Obi-Wan, and Karu by Phil and Sawed Off Samurai. What are your thoughts here?
Phil, amazing. That pose is absolutely amazing. Slasher Flick, we knew it was going to go. We had talked about it on MEC, because sometimes we'll do, the what's coming up. Knew that was going to get I knew it was going to get the crits. There's no way. It's so great. And the no, really, like, I know that he reworked it a little bit from Clifton's, which I definitely was improved. No, don't take that to offense, Clifton, but like Casey did his thing with it. And at first I think when I like the way it's redesigned, but I don't know, man. It's one of those ones where it's like we've talked about before too, about like emotional hats, like, like there's a feeling. Yeah. And like that's one of those feels hats. Like it really is. If you're going through something, man, that's really leaving your heart on your sleeve right there. Well, leaving your heart on your head. So
and that's such a classic colorway. Gray, black, pink under. It just works. Yep. I think Hat Club made that kind of colorway popular with their Fuji release. Mm-hmm. It was originally just a Colorado hat that Justin made, and it turned into like a bigger thing. And like now it's just a colorway that works. So I love that colorway.
Yeah, all 3 of them are great.
Yeah, it's hard to pick a winner out of these 3, though, right?
Yeah, I love Phil. he's like, I've said to him multiple occasions, like I strive to ever be 60% as good as you as a cartoonist.
Yeah.
But I also love horror stuff too.
Yeah.
So like it's real, and I love they're all good for so many different reasons. If I had to pick a winner, oh my god, it's I would go with Phil.
They all hit
like
different ways though. They all hit.
Yeah. And they all hit me for different specific reasons.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying too. Like I would be hard to pick a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, a strong 3, man.
That's yeah, I mean, I can't. I like the side patch too. I can't. I don't know. Like I said, I think everything that gets to shop is a winner. So yeah, because there's a lot that goes up there. But my favorite of the 3 would be Phil's. But all of them are good, and I think you should give them a shot. That I'm okay really hits hard right now when things are going on in my life, and I love slasher fix. So if you like Jason, and I know you like horror stuff because of past
Actually, I don't.
Do you really not? That's hysterical.
Tony's nickname is Tony Bloodbath, so he's the horror guy. I actually don't really like horror films.
Okay, see, it just shows you impressions, but yeah.
I like the characters and all that stuff, but I don't enjoy like watching. Like I don't know, I just like I don't like enjoy torturing myself and just watching horror flicks by myself. But yeah, this is tough, man. I think aesthetically, my gut says Phil, but like just the cool factor and just the simplicity of it, like the less is more. I think I might lean Clifton.
Yeah, it's
a slasher flick is so good too. It's tough.
Yeah, it's hard. They made it there for a reason to make it tough.
Yeah. I might just break it down the colorway. I just think I might lean Clifton if that's the case. But a grade 3. Let's see if the other 3 are strong. We got Cardinal Direction, Melon Mashers, and Snow Day.
I like the colorways on all of them. They all have. I'm glad to see Melon Mashers come because Cire had done a bunch of different kind of like revisions for the watermelon slice guy. He had it with a hat, without a hat. He had done a bunch of different stuff with. So I'm really glad to see, and I like that green on the back. I really and Jay does a lot of nice, really nostalgic feeling kind of stuff, and I love the colorway. But I have to say, man, like that when I love browns and tans. It's just one of my color palettes I really, really like. I'm really feeling that Cardinal Direction. And I know, sometimes we give Win bull crap, but like that it's really nice. To me, it doesn't have to make sense because this is one of those things where it just looks awesome. Somebody's going to see it and look awesome. But I like all 3 of them. I think they all have their purpose, and I think they all look pretty dope.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Win design. Like if you just look at it aesthetically, it's a beautiful bird. I know some people had some gripes with I think the name. It's not facing the proper cardinal direction or whatever. And then maybe the anatomy is not actually what a cardinal specifically looks like. I think it has more black, but the way it looks is cool. If you just named it something else and it was just like, hey, cool bird on a fucking company, I would enjoy it more. But like when you do nitpick it and hold it to that like high degree, then it is lacking. But I'm with you though. The colorway is awesome. Walnut Vegas with a red. It just works.
Yeah, it's
a powerful one.
Agreed.
And then I like the idea and the sentiment around Snow Day. I just feel like there's a lot to it. Like you could have told the story without the school. If it's a Snow Day, you're by your house most likely. Not at school, right? Because that's happened to me, and where I've gone to school and trekked it, and then just to figure out the school's closed. Oh my god, there's no worse feeling than that.
It's happened to me like 3 times in high school, and I just didn't. They would like send out, or they would say in New York, they would, all these schools are closed, and I wouldn't see like one of the high schools.
We're dating ourselves. We didn't have cell phones to just tell us when we went to school, like, hey, don't show up. But yeah, so like that kind of like brought back bad, and it's not their fault, but yeah,
No,
like,
of course.
like yeah, like fuck, man, that time I traveled through a blizzard to get here, and no one else came, and now I have to go home. What?
Oh,
But
snap.
yeah, it's an awesome theme. It's an
Sure.
awesome theme. I almost feel like the flag's backwards, or there's not enough wind happening that way to make it seem like the flag should be blown that way. But yeah,
I agree with you.
It's a cool one.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I'm kind of lazy. I hate seeded watermelon, so that brings up like negative emotion.
I don't disagree with you. I am totally opposed. So they have the smaller melons, right, where it's not like the seeds haven't actually grown in. I think
No,
like
there's just seedless. There's just seedless watermelon. You can just get seedless watermelon.
Oh, I thought it was like a specific. I don't do any kind of food things, so I leave that to. Yeah, I'm just. But no, but yes, I have seedless watermelons. It's great.
Okay.
I thought it was small. I just didn't know that. I thought it was like a differential in size. We're off topic.
Seeded watermelon. No, we can get into it because I love this kind of talk. But so seeded watermelon tastes better, but
sure.
But you got to deal with the seeds. You're not gonna be a savage and just eat the seeds. Who just eats the seeds? You're just spitting out all the time. So seedless watermelon, I'm sure they do some type of genetic modification where when it's small, they dip it in something or whatever. Yeah. Because that's what makes a fruit, right? Like if you don't know, like fruit by definition is a seeded like plant. That's what a fruit is. So when you modify it enough, I'm sure it's not good for you. Someone who enjoys watermelon, it's much better without the seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you've just taken its like genetic reasoning to not. So I'm sure we're gonna.
So would you feel better about the hat if it didn't have seeds in it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think it really. I'm just as a person who loves watermelons.
Watermelon.
I hate seeds. That's all. That's all it is.
Yeah, I got
but
you.
It's a great hat. It's cool.
I agree. Cool. He does his thing.
Is it weird that he's hitting a seed like that?
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, like what is somebody is like another player spitting it just out himself at him? Like what? Yeah.
Yeah, if it was just a watermelon playing baseball, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
But the seed, he's hitting the seed.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
It's cool. Colorway's cool. It's funky.
I agree.
All right. Shark drop. Chris Robinson.
Nice.
How are you feeling about this one?
I like this a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like this a lot. I don't think I'm being honest. I don't remember seeing this in the shop the first time.
I think it was all black.
Okay.
I want to say it was one of the. Here, I can look it up. Well, but tell me your initial thoughts. Treat this as a new thing then.
That's exactly where I'm coming at it from. I like the design. I think that the embroidery is going to be awesome because you can see the way the teeth are layered. I love when they do something that has like an open space and it's kind of partially filled too. I love that, like that top third or top quarter of it is like open back, more like the Tajami flat behind there. And the spikes around it. Yeah. And I don't know. I love that they have the side patches now like that. Like there are certain side patches I wasn't a big side patch fan, but I do love the Clink logo with the two pencils. Like that's an iconic piece. That's an iconic piece. I think it looks great. I like the colorway. I like that the under is matching with the embroidery. It's a winner. I like it. It looks like it's just done so well.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna look amazing in hand.
So the original one, I lied. It's like an aqua navy, almost like a Seattle Mariners hat. And then the jaws are like a bone color, and then the tribal stuff is almost tonal to the original one. So it looks a lot different than this one. This one they made like the tribal stuff be like a pop color. But yeah, like this one, even just taking away from the other stuff, just the shark jaw would have been a badass hat, I think. But like I'm weird like that. I like skulls. I like bones. I like anatomically correct stuff. One of the first clinks we ever got to work on was an idea I gave to Tony. I was like, just make the Kong a skull and turn him into a Reaper. It's so fucking easy. Like that's all you gotta do. And he killed the Reaper Kong.
Reaper Kong.
Oh. Yeah. Like this one's cool though.
Yeah, I think it's super dope.
Button too, randomly, kind of like a Dodger hat. That's interesting. Chris Robinson, I don't really see him that often though, right?
No, I haven't even seen him submitting. That I remember, not as of late. I could always check, but I don't think so. I don't know. I like it because it's it very much pops off. Mm-hmm. Like it just has, and it makes the interior design even more attractive because of the lighter bone on the outside. Like so, because it has that pop of that color around it, it works aesthetically. It's very aesthetically pleasing. For sure.
He did the fadeaway avocado, the sailfish, the juicers. So those are some of his ones. But yeah, I haven't seen him back. Come back, Chris. Like, yes,
yeah, Chris. Art, where'd you go, my dude? Where'd you go?
All right, so now we're gonna get into some duplicate work for you. So you're gonna get to see the crit stuff, and then I guess redo it on Monday. But either way, I'm glad you're here to join us and then kind of mix it up a little bit. So.
I'm honored to be here.
Peony for your thoughts. Raphael, he's getting more punny now.
Yes, he is.
He's getting more punny. Wow. I think we I don't know. I've been challenging him to add more substance to it. I don't know if it's the message has reached him, but I mean,
he's trying different things. Like I'm really happy. It's crazy because we always say like he's such a talented artist. He can do anything he wants, you know, and so I'm assuming this is peony for your thought, like the flower,
yeah,
right?
the
like
flower, the peonies.
Yeah. I think it's cool. I think
he's trying to get a pun in there. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's different. I'm glad to see lines are always thick. I like the brain.
Hold on, time on. I'm a dick. I said Raphael. This is Rachel.
Oh, Rachel. Okay,
yeah,
I thought.
Like,
no, we both go because I was just like, yep, that sounds right. Looks right to me.
This guy just changed his style overnight, and meanwhile, it's Rachel. I apologize. I'm so sorry, Rachel.
That's all right, Rachel. Good job. I think it's awesome. Does Rachel work for Clink? Is that one of the people back there?
We got to figure this out because we fumbled big time. Rachel AV. I just saw the R. I'm like, oh, Raphael.
Yeah. That's what I would have assumed that as well.
That is hilarious, but terrible at the same time. All right, Rachel AAV. Okay,
I didn't know.
This is like her first post.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a Clink hat.
Oh, nice. Oh, so that's awesome.
Oh, okay. Rick, she knows Rick. Rick got her into.
Oh, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah. Okay, I'm so confused. All right, cool. Good shit.
Yeah.
Because he had mentioned, I don't remember if he mentioned it on air or off air, but he was talking about making sure or trying to encourage a lot of like designers that were women to get involved in this space, and he think that they would do good. So.
Yeah, hell yeah. I think this is a great first attempt, especially on your first jump, and you're in crits, and I think it's a cool idea. I like the colorway. I like the brains there. I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it'll hit a lot of the fans of people like Josh Volt's.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because Josh Volt's stuff is kind of like has not, I wouldn't say a similar style, but like a likeness general to it. So I don't know. I think Clink can always use some more pink. I like it. I think it's cool.
It's cool too because if you're like a botany nerd or an arborist, you know that like the peony, like the textures of the flower actually kind of resembles the brain. Now that she's laying it out like this,
yep.
I would almost make the flower the same color as the brain so that it just blends a little bit better.
Yeah.
As a cool attempt, I like it a lot. But
would it get? Do you think it would get lost though if it was the same color? Actually, maybe Yeah, because the lighter now kind of at least defines it a little bit.
A little
Like,
bit, yeah.
yeah.
So maybe
So
I'd play it like more leaves around the skull,
sure,
and
sure,
then the skull part just be the skull part. Maybe I don't know, but
sure. No, that
it's a cool hat.
yeah, it
The
is.
pink's rad.
Yeah,
Like we know that this colorway kind of works. That green eggs and ham hat club stuff's like dark green with pink. Like it just works well.
hell's yeah.
Yeah, good stuff,
Yeah,
Rachel. Man, good stuff.
I'm excited.
Apologies to FL. Ryan and Obi-Wan crash gems. These
Yeah,
are like
I mean,
a really annoying toy, but this art is cool.
yeah, I mean, it reminds me of that movie Monkey Shines.
Mm.
Like,
Is that a
because
horror
that's
movie?
it
Okay.
is a horror movie, but
Okay.
it's not. It was just about a chimp that like does crazy stuff. But like in the intro, it's always and he looks all
Yeah.
crazy. So, but I
Yeah.
love it with the hat. So, I'm not the biggest fond. Not I don't have the biggest fondness for the brown in the back when the monkey is brown. I
Yeah.
don't think that red is. Yeah, the red and the brown is a hard sell for me to begin with. So I think maybe a lighter. Yeah, I think the colorway could be changed and this could be a lot better. I still like it. I think the art is really really cool on it.
Yeah.
I like the concept. Those little hands though, I don't know. I'd be a little bit worried about detail on stuff like that. But
There's a
other than
lot of
that, I think it's cool.
there's a lot of fingers. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, 5 fingers to a hand, I guess, but the thumb you don't need to see it.
yeah,
Maybe you just reduce a little bit of the detail. I think the blocking, I think you hit it. The blocking needs a little bit of work. So one easy way you could do it is just make the whole hat brown, gray under, green under, and then just have the
sure.
red pop off. You don't need the red in the because red pops so hard off brown that you don't
Yeah,
need the red on the visor and the undervisor and the button. So just do a brown hat
yeah,
and then have the red and the gold as your pop color because those are such contrasting colors off the brown that it just works. So
yeah.
yeah, I think it's just a little bit of the color blocking, but the art is cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think it definitely puts I don't know, puts fear into me.
Yeah, yeah. You can hear.
Yeah.
This is the one hat that you can see and hear at the same time. You're like, oh,
Right.
clink, 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 clink. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's funny. Good stuff, Ryan. And
Good
Obi
job,
Wan.
Brian.
Primal Beauty, Heather. This is cool.
It's
This looks like
cool.
a tattoo.
Yeah, it's very American traditional,
Yeah,
and yeah, I don't know. I kind of we did look over. This was one of the two guys' picks. I think it was Creature to like go to shop. So
awesome.
yeah, so he kind of guessed right on this one, or at least go to crits. I don't know. I like it. I can see her improvement. I think the only thing that gets me is like, they have people who have that like syndrome when you see all the circles like on skin or something
Yeah.
like that. That
Okay.
kind of like, so I think for me, that does that with the mouth part. I think that,
Mhm.
you could probably get rid of all those circles. And then for me, it would be a lot clearer. I still think the art is cool, very American traditional.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just I don't know. I would get rid of the circles. Plus, that's going to be hard to embroider.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's badass design, but it gets a little muddy in the eyes. I think
Yeah,
if you're gonna borrow from the American traditional, just take the colorway. Just take those normal colors that they have and just block it like that.
yeah,
Um, because like a lot of it, so like the style looks American traditional, but the coloring is not like American traditional per se. So like that's what I small change. Just block it like a tattoo. That's
yeah,
American traditional. Keep to the same kind of primary, the reds,
yeah,
yellows, greens, and then take it up a notch. Because
yep,
if you're already taking that style anyway, you may as well just play within those rules.
yep,
But yeah, I think it's cool. It's like a tiger feline hidden in a moth's face, like, and then
yeah,
moths use that as like a defense mechanism to scare off like potential enemies and stuff. But yeah, it's
yeah,
cool. it's one of those things that you look at it and like you see more detail. Oh, and then
Yeah.
you catch something else. Like, oh, that little red, those two little red things at the top is like,
Yeah.
that's cool. And,
Yep.
But yeah, just toughen up the details, and I think we have a winner here.
I agree.
Keep at it, Heather. Oh, this one's cool. A Frenchy
Ooh,
Foo.
that is freaking super cool.
How do you feel about the color blocking of the hat?
I don't know. How do
I'm
you?
wearing one that's just like that, so I can't critique it too hard.
Yeah, no.
I'm like,
no,
I don't like the color blocking while I'm wearing one that's
that's
the same.
So I don't know. I don't mind that as much. I just kind of wonder if I wonder how much that hurts things like this in Critz. I've had the discussion at MEC before with them. Is like anything that's like a split color, seems to get hurt a lot. But I think this is so well done. I think, I don't know. It's really well done. And Frenchie is such a thing in Clink. Like all the Frenchie, it's like I almost feel like this is just like just give it 40% boat and put it through. Like it's regardless of my taste on it, like it's going to go through. I think it's cool. I think it's drawn really well. I'm not hating on the color that much. I don't know, maybe I would like to have seen a darker red used. Yeah. I don't know why. I just feel like it's that choice of that red is a little light for me on this. I think it would be better off with a darker red.
I think he's got like a terrier too, like a Boston Terrier that looks like a French Bulldog. So I think he's a black one too. So it's interesting he picked a white dog. I don't know. I think the white dog gets lost a little bit on the white hats. Maybe that's why he incorporated the red.
Sure.
Like the Japanese sun. But I feel like if you're gonna go that strong on the flag, you just might as well make the whole crown of the hat off white.
Yeah.
Just make it an off white hat because this one's blocked like this because this is how the Canadian flag is blocked: red, white, red. So this one screams like Canada flag to me, but then it's obviously not. It's like a Japan flag.
Yeah.
And karate has like links to Japan, so that makes sense. But then he said fu, so it makes me think kung fu, and kung fu is like a Chinese thing.
Chinese
don't really get along. So the art, I love the art. It's just for me, make it a two-tone red hat, a red white hat, and you have yourself a winner.
Sure, I agree. Yeah, I would remove those sides, but they'll probably do that anyway. So
Frenchy fu, Frenchy latte. I don't know, French jiu-jitsu.
Frenjitsu. That
works too.
Yeah.
If you go French Kwando, then you're getting into Korean territory. Small stuff. I mean, we're nitpicking. The thing is cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Yeah,
great job, Rick. Beer League.
Cactus Bomb is back.
Does it bother you the plates backwards?
Yes. Well, that and I don't know. It's spaghetti arm.
Got to be flipped.
Yeah.
I don't mind the spaghetti arm so much. You just don't even need the plate if whatever at this case.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's a sport. I am kind of surprised that it's not the opposite. Yeah. I don't know. It seems a little out of. I don't know. Cactus Bomb's been putting out different kind of stuff lately. Like, it seems a little bit out of sorts for his style. It's very thin. The lines are very thin. Usually, really thickens it up. It's beer league. I get it. It's cool. I think it's. I do like the colorway with it. I will say that. Like, I like this colorway with it. It looks cool. I'm just looking at his hand. If I'm nitpicking, I guess a little bit. I don't know, maybe good. It's sitting right. So I get it.
The plate is wrong, but he makes good stuff.
Yeah.
Clink's gonna have a problem with the
beer stuff.
The beer stuff, but there's no consumption here, so I think
sure. You can just get rid of those bubbles too. Does it really
yeah, the
need
bubbles
that?
don't add anything.
Yeah, it doesn't really. Yeah. Yeah.
Cut the plate, cut the bubbles. This is a winner.
Yeah.
Tilts them a
Agreed.
little bit.
Yeah.
The colorway is kind of cool. It's like aqua wheat.
Yeah. And then yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it makes me feel beer. It like like for sure. It's definitely that mustardy yellow wheat color that's going on there that really brings that home and drives it. Yeah, so good color choice for sure. I don't know about the under being like that color, but I would probably change the under. But yeah, take the plate, switch it, bubbles gone.
Would you make him less playful? Like just kind of more like a masher, like just ready to just really hit one. I think that's where I would change. Like give me just like a tank, like Frank the Tank hits tanks, you know, just ready to really mash one, you know.
Well, I don't know. I would have assumed that the bubbles mean that he's a little tipsy. So
yeah, that's where you gotta be careful of too. That
yeah,
part.
Yeah. So if you take out the bubbles and make them like for sure, I think that would help. I think with the bubbles, you have to kind of give them a so it's I guess it's an overall, right? Like he's he's drunk. Yeah,
he's so drunk he's able to hit the back of the catcher. Like
exactly.
He's able to just hit the
Oh yeah, he was
third-degree felony right here.
He was that twisted that he forgot which way he was supposed to stand at the plate. Seriously. Yeah. It's so cool though.
I like it. And then don't take it personal. For me as a baseball fan, I see backwards. Yeah. He's gonna drop kick the catcher. But yeah, nice one, Cactus. Let's see what else is next.
Nightcap.
Point Exco.
Nice.
Interesting.
I like does a lot of
random canoe guy.
Yeah, it's a guy, and you even see the oar. I mean, that'll probably go. I don't know. I think that the lighting caps on top could be a little bit thicker, like the lines.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's scenic. I know what he's going for. The water. I think it's a good attempt at it. I don't dislike it. I notice he's been doing a lot of just not really color stuff, just pretty much black, white, and grays.
Yeah.
Which definitely, I don't know. I would like to see what this would look like with color.
Okay.
Yeah, because it has the gray top and it has I would just like to see what this would be with color. Because it reminds me of things that have been done by Win and other people who are using the color in the background. I like it. I get it. I think it's cool. I think I don't know. It's the design's too big on there. I have to shrink it. But I do I like the way he did the trees a lot. Yeah, but it's very monotonal, and I think that's I'd like to see some color from you, Point Exco. Please, you can do it.
This one's tough because there's so many if you're gonna go monochrome like this, there's so many different tones. So it's the back is really lit, but then the front is really lit, and then the dark part is in the middle. I think you just gotta pick a lane where either the front is really dark or the back's really dark. I don't know.
I agree.
It's almost like he's doing a puppet show where these are sheets of paper almost layered on. And it's a cool effect, but it just makes it seem really flat. That's all. There's no depth to it.
I agree. Well, yeah. Where's the light on the edge of the trees? Or you can, because you can give more depth to the back if you just cut part of that and put lighting on the trees. So it, like you said, it's very shadow boxy, where you just have layers of paper on top of each other. So I don't know if he's going for that.
And if he's going for that, he nailed that part of it.
For sure.
So, yeah, cool.
I agree.
All right. Let's see what else is next.
Oh, wow. I'm so happy.
You got the beer goggles for this one. All right. So this one you didn't collab. This is your own art.
No, this is not. This is actually me and Seamus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so maybe we should message them. Maybe he gave it.
We'll add him.
Yeah, we'll add him. Yeah. So, no. So, quick story. Of course, I'm going to say I love this, but There are things I would change on it too. Love you, Seamus.
Okay.
I'm very glad I got up there because he was having the problem we've said on MEC. Everybody was having a problem. What they did was Raphael and him were like kind of going for the battle of like neon.
The neon who wins.
And of like who was going to get a hat through. And I am an artist. I don't put a lot of stuff out, but I just talked to Seamus and I said, hey man, you need to do this, 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 and this. And that's what he did. And it came out and it looks awesome. So there's a couple little things I would change though. Maybe the orange in the middle could be a little not as wide. Yeah, like I feel like it takes the essence of the light that comes from it could be a little tighter to the neon because you wouldn't have the glow spread that much. Again, I'm critiquing something that I was a part of. So but it's a Clink icon. That's why I'm so happy that they decided to at least put the Critz, because this is an iconic Clink thing.
Yeah, this captures like a feeling. This almost is like, you're stepping out the bar, your eyes are still adjusting to the neon lights. Like, this is such a cool effect. I haven't really seen anyone kind of tackle that, because the other neon stuff is just clean. It's like you see it from far away or whatever. This is like actual like beer goggles, almost like, holy. How many did that drink? Like, whoa. This is cool. It's like capturing a feeling. It's rad.
Yeah.
And then it's like he neonified the two Clink glasses from the patch. Like, it's just badass.
Yeah. Well, thank you. No. Seamus is the man, and he I don't know. He's a good collaborator, especially when and he respects the people he's collaborating with, especially if like you're trying to work with them and trying to do something different. Like, and this is just one of those cases. I'm actually so happy. That makes me happy. Yay! Thank you, Leon.
We didn't plan it. I mean, like, I was making the slides, I didn't even realize. So, like I said, awesome. Like when we make the slide, I barely look at the stuff. So, good shit. Gabe, the Octopeel. The banana puss.
I'm glad to see him back.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is like everybody for a long. Yeah, I think it's cool. People give him a lot of crap because his style, but like this is a perfect marriage of his style and a great idea.
I love the art. I like to see good octopus art.
Yeah.
I don't love the color blocking of the hat.
Okay.
I love the art though.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I'm not the biggest. I mean, my eyes are always usually focused on design first. Yeah, I would definitely change.
That's what I'm saying. The design is awesome.
Yeah.
He loses me on the white brim yellow under. I don't know what he could do to fix it. I would have been surprised that he wouldn't have flipped that, because the peel is more and the inside would be like that color, right, of a banana. So like, why wouldn't you? Yeah, why wouldn't you flip that? Yeah, you're right.
Right, because you have the button, you have the top button as like the yellow. That would make sense to me.
Or even you could do I mean, I don't know how it would look. I have to see it, but like you could even do a white crown, yellow top.
Yep.
To make it look like you're feeling like it's looking like a banana. I don't know if you really want to go for that, or if you want to make it look like it's in the water. Whatever. But it's badass. I mean, at its core, it looks like a demon child of an octopus and a squid. But yeah. Would you give him more like yellow under tentacles to make it look more like he came from a banana? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the light. I don't know. I don't think. I mean, I'm seeing on a little bit smaller scale, but I think that maybe the lighting could. I think a fix on the way it's lit could be worked in, because like the darker, that dark orange that comes down, I see how it comes up. I get the play on it. I think he could have got a lot more depth off of it if he just played with the lighting a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe had a bigger. Yeah, it is badass. That's why I was like,
Right.
one, I'm happy to see Gabe back, and two, I'm actually happy to see, I think, a piece that definitely lends itself and an idea that lends itself to his style that he's actually really, really great at. So I'm glad to see you back, Gabe, man. I hope this does well for you, bro.
You know, it would be really badass if it was an actual octopus under a banana peel, and then like his tentacles were like worked through like slivers of the banana or whatever, and then
Oh
you could
yeah.
just make it that like yeah, like it's a split banana peel, and he's like using it as like camouflage or something because like they camouflage. Like
Yep.
that'd be like a really rad idea. Then you can just have his eyes as like negative space or even like hidden in the shadow.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he
I don't
can
know
keep
how
it
big a
right.
banana would have to be like
Yeah. No,
octopus, but you know what I'm saying.
yeah, I mean, I think like, yeah, I mean, if you want to do that idea, which actually I think is awesome, it would actually help with a lot of flow too. Because if you
Hmm.
cut it right by where like his eyes are, and then you
Hmm.
had it come and it just like kind of ran off the edges,
Yeah,
that would look ridiculous. That would be ridiculous.
yeah. I think he's
And
right
you'd
there.
and you'd have the contrast of whatever color you made the octopus with against the yellow, right? So then you'd have a lot more options for your colorway on top of it.
Yeah, that way you're just not mashing a banana top to an octopus,
Yeah,
and then it would make more sense that like if he's hiding it, like just that would fix a lot of the anatomy issues too. I think,
agreed. Yeah,
but
because you'd be able to hide a lot of them with that peel,
mhm,
and it would look totally normal. You'd be like, "Yep, I get that for sure."
yeah. But cool to see him back.
Yep.
Gabe's is an artist, killer artist. That's I think of like the torpedo. I think he did like he's done octopi in the past, I guess. So good to have him
Okay.
back. Yeah. All right. Mo problems. Matt Bell and Flashy. You know what they
I
say?
like
More
it.
money, more problems.
Problems. It's the truth. Yeah, I like this. I like Matt Bell stuff. So like, and when I first saw it, I was like, "That's cool." I'm not super thrilled of another colorway that's kind of like blocked out like that. I
It's a
think,
rail hat.
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Rail hats look better in person. They
yeah,
don't
no,
mock up well.
I agree.
That's
Yeah,
the thing too. Like two-tone hats always mock up better too. I feel like, and then off-color eyelets always look better in
yeah,
mock-ups, but then in practical use they don't always. So
no. Yeah, I mean, I think the skull is a little wicked. I think it's cool
mhm.
looking. We've always said that everybody I've ever known, Matt Bell loves to do great coins. He always is really good at coins. So the
Yeah.
coins look good. They look stacked well. The money looks good. Yeah, I like it. I like the shadow off the money coming onto the skull. I mean, maybe the skull does look a little square, but it also has its top cut off. So
It
maybe
kind
I
of
would
looks
don't.
like a mug almost, like a
Yes,
mug.
yes, that's exactly what it looks like. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like a mug.
yeah, that's like an old Viking thing, drinking out of the skulls
Skulls.
of your enemies. That's why when they cheers, they say skull.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that.
kind of
Wow.
dark and grim, but yeah. The original rape and pillagers of the world. I don't know if original, but one of the OGs for sure. I don't know if I love the coins in the eyes.
Agreed.
I almost feel like they wouldn't stay if that were the
Yeah.
case. Um, Other than that, I think it's cool. More money, more problems. He has so much money that someone killed him. That's crazy. Um,
I agree with the coins. I think
yeah.
that, yeah, I think you could have well, I think if it was drawn, maybe if it was just if the skull was rounded out a little bit more. I actually, it's funny because I had seen original, this Flash has had this idea for I believe a long time, because I remember
Mhm.
seeing one of his sketchbooks and him having something, I wouldn't say this, but I would say along the lines of this concept. So if he was working closely with Matt, I can see why he wanted specific things, specific ways. But I think if it was rounded out a little bit more, like the back, I would like it a little bit better. But like you said, it looks like a cup.
Mhm.
But I still think in general, again, I think it's one of those
Cool
things that
theme. Yeah.
yeah, it's a cool theme. And I think people will like it. I think it'll. Matt Bell's been on a roll, and I think it'll do well because he's a great artist. He's a freaking great artist.
And skulls sell, so
yeah, skulls do sell, and
Yeah.
so does cash.
yeah. So
Oh.
all right, the Star Shredder.
Shredder. I got the speed lines.
The speed lines
I mean,
actually make sense this time.
Yeah, no, they definitely make sense. That right leg, right from me looking at it, his left leg, me looking at it right, is a little rough, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Space sells, man. You know, space. I think that dates all of us because the space race things, like in the '80s and early not like that was like the thing, right? So, or even in the late '70s. It's just I try not to knock anatomical issues. It's just that leg.
That's a rough leg, yeah.
It's
The
so
hands seem weird too.
yeah. The arm, I know what he's trying to go for, but like, where's the bend in that arm that's sticking out? And the other,
Yeah, the other arm's so straight. I mean, you can just darken the other arm and kind of go for it that way. But yeah, I'm with you. That leg is crunched.
Yeah, I like the UFO. I'm not gonna front. I think the UFO's done really
rad.
well.
The theme's rad. My issue with this one is like there's so much speed happening on the top that it almost seems like the bottom is not moving almost.
It's just like it's sitting there.
Yeah, I don't know how he rectifies that, but it's a cool concept. Like he's like on this hoverboard. Those people that have that one wheeled skateboard, it kind of reminds you of that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's right there. It just feels
like it is right there.
A little bit of refining. That's all.
I think if it just blacked out like that, I think the thing with that leg that makes it look so rough is that I feel like he's trying to get like this side pose, but that other leg is it seems like it's almost bigger than the leg that's supposed to be up towards the front. And if you're like, it's just there's just like a lot of proportional, like, anatomical issues. But I think if you're just looking at it, my first impression was I like the color, I like the colorway, I like the colors that were used in it. I maybe I wouldn't have made the UFO purple, but
silver, silver or something.
Yeah, make it silver, make it green, like something that will pop. Like the purple green mixture, and then all your highlights make them green. Maybe that would just like fire it up a little bit. But I love me some purple hats. Like that's one of my like anytime a purple hat comes out. So I think, like I said, I think it's a great concept. I think it just has a little executional problems, but let's see how it does. And space always does well. So
yeah,
but still, good job, one.
I almost feel like I know this would totally knock the whole concept out of the thing, but it would be cool if that helmet was almost like a hoodie, and he was just kind of just fucking riding like he was like riding a skateboard, like
Hells yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know, just like an astronaut on a whole spaceship, like just I don't know, like on a whole UFO. It's kind of
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just be like some kid riding. He doesn't care. Maybe hat backwards. The helmet is like a hoodie almost to him. Like he's just wearing the helmet, and he's I think that would just be like it would take it up a notch. I think.
I mean,
just shredding.
Yeah, or you can just put them like on a comet belt, something that like gives it some kind of. Because I think that would help. Yeah, because I mean, you could even make it look very wave-ish, where it comes like that, right? So you have the stars kind of spapping it off, and like it'll give it so much more movement to it.
I think that's what it is. You got the speed lines, but then the stars are set. So it's like, you either just get rid of the stars or have it, whoosh or something. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, that's a great week, though. A lot of cool stuff.
Great week.
I'm excited.
You got the preview. You got the early tip. So now
Yeah,
you can start marketing it.
No, yeah, no. I'm honestly, I'm very honored just to even have a hat that I happen to be on a show that I'm on.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
takes a lot, man. Like, yeah, shout out to artists because like to keep coming back every week, and it's not easy, man. Like to get to number one, put your art out there, let it be critiqued by others, and then maybe even not have it go through. And then if you do go through, then there's like the anxiety of like how many will it sell and will it do well, and I think Clink's got some of the best artists in the world in their community.
Oh, I agree, and I think that ones that came in from other avenues have learned how to adapt quickly, and I think it's great. Like seeing somebody that Clifton brought in have something in Critz is great because that's what you need. You need more people, and the more you get, the better ideas you're gonna get. The more stuff you're gonna have out there. So like kudos to them and kudos to the artists for doing that as well.
For sure. And for those who don't know, where can they catch your show?
You can catch us on Instagram, Monday Evening Critz. We are on every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
And
so now we've completed the circle. We've brought all of the hosts
into
the fold. So, yeah.
It's well, we got to have you back on.
Man. Yeah, whenever. Let me know, whenever. But, yeah, it's good. It's good to have you guys in the community and building. And it's a great show to, watch. And you guys make me want to be better. So,
ditto.
You guys are always welcome. Always welcome to come.
We appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, and thank you for having me again, man. Much love and respect, as always.
All right. For Eric Cire and Leon, we out of here. Until next time. Peace.
Later.
Close.